All right, everybody. Next step is going to be making some of these plus and minus buttons. What we'd like to do is be able to change the size of our cursor. We'd like to be able to go up here and click on these buttons to kind of grow and shrink the size of our cursor or brush, this little thing that's drawing. And I'd like to find a way to link the size of our brush with the size of the line. So we can draw big fat lines or, little tiny lines like these. So I've designed these buttons and they're also tactile, just like the button that we did before. And you probably now have a bunch of nice colorful buttons and you're ready to continue drawing. So the next step is going to be for us to make them actually do something. You already know how to make them tactile. So let's go and make them clickable and see what they're going to do. Before we jump into that, I'll just remind you about the brush. My brush is looking pretty straightforward, I guess. It's just a circle. Yours might be a little bit more interesting. So my size here is 3, and that's the thing that we're going to be able to adjust. The size is actually called radius. So as we increase or decrease the size, we can change the radius. So what I'm going to do is go down to on mouse pressed. Yeah, this part right here. So this is where we define what our buttons do when we click them. So the name of my buttons, I think, are plus and minus. Yeah, minus button. It's a little bit extra. Yeah, I'll leave it, I guess. I might rename this just to plus and minus. It seems a lot to type. But using the same technique, we can do something with this. So I can say, hey, if minus button dot hits mouse. I'll just move this up a bit. Give myself some space. Mouse X and mouse Y. Then what are we going to do? Oh, I forgot my colon. Well, then we want to change the brush's size. So I could say something similar to brush.radius plus equals, and then whatever number you think should go up. Oh, actually, sorry, this is the minus button, so I guess it should go down. I'll say minus equals. And let's go down by, I don't know, 2? Something like that, whatever you think. And then I can say if plus button dot hits mouse X, mouse Y, then I can increase it by some number. Brush dot radius plus equals 2. So that's pretty reasonable. So if I run this, and we just zoom in to kind of focus on what's happening. Whoop. Uh-oh, I have a typo. Oh, mousey. I have a capitalization issue. So let's go find where that is. Mouse X, mouse Y. Right here. There it is. Whoops. Okay, try again. Run. Zoom in. Here we go. So I'm drawing my line, and now if I press plus, oh, I can see that my brush is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Nice. And if I press minus, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. I kind of think it'd be nice if the brush was on top of these things. So maybe I will rearrange the order just to make that happen. So that's good. But notice that, whoops, the line doesn't change. It's just the size of the brush. So that's okay. We can change that line. If we go down to the mouse dragged, that code that you have already seen right here. Yeah, so this is the line that we're drawing. And notice that we're drawing the line from where the mouse was to where the mouse is. And we're filling with the brush's color, but our line width is always set to 2. So there's where we need to fix this. So I'm going to give you a list of things to do and try out. So in the same way that we set the fills color to the brush's fill color, I want you to set the line width to match the size of the line. Sorry, the size of the brush. If your brush is a bit different or like a unique design, you might have to think about exactly how that's going to turn out. But yeah, you can kind of change, a hard-coded number like 2 and think about what you could put in there to reference the brush and maybe its radius. I don't know if it should be exactly, equal to that, but you can do some math and change the expression to match the size that you want to have. But ultimately, the line should change and increase and decrease in size as your brush increases and decreases. So that's one thing to do. Another thing to do, I would like you to make sure that, Did I type something wrong? Where are we here? Oh, yeah, I typed in a weird thing here on line 41. Let's go and fix that. Oh, yeah, what did I do? I typed a minus. Fill. Okay, there we go. Anyways, the next thing to do is the plus and minus are good, but they can get a little bit crazy. Like this can get very, very, very big. And I don't think that's necessarily a problem going large, but you should limit how big it can get. Similarly, you have to limit how small it can get. Because if it gets too small, then we'll actually get an error. So this is probably like size 1. If we go down any further, we end up getting a mistake here because we actually got a negative result for brush because we were subtracting until we got to negative, and the radius always has to be positive. So you have to put some if statements to prevent your brush size from getting too small and too big. So use if statements to put sort of limits on those things. And then that's going to be the brush size taken care of. Before I go any further, I just want to take my brush. I'm going to stick it on top of everything just to show, I think, you what that should look like. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, okay, I like that. Okay, so a few things to do. Map the brush size to the actual line size. Make the plus and minus have limits so you don't break your code. And that's going to be making it possible to choose your size. Okay, thanks everybody.